Welcome back to United TV. I hope everyone's well on this Monday evening. Tonight I've got G Wolf with me. How are you doing, G Wolf?
All good, brother. All waiting for the World Cup to start and see what transfer news there is out there.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks to go now. Less than 2 weeks to go, and
Can't wait.
still waiting for that first one to kind of be cemented or set in stone. I know the transfer window's not open yet, but we're eager to hear something concrete. Probably the closest to that so far is Edison, but we'll talk about other things later in the show as well. But I just want to say thank you to all the early worms in the chat.
Yeah.
Lucky Singh, hope you're good, Lucky Singh. We've got Berber as well. Berber, thanks for sharing some stories before the stream, as you always do. We've got Vril as well. Nice to see you, Vril. Hope you're very well tonight.
What's up, real?
We've got Neil Driscoll as well. Hope you're doing well,
Yo.
Neil. Hope you're feeling good. Pundit KD, as always, as well. Thanks for tuning in. Old Mickey. And the list goes on. I think Rich is there as well. We've got Lumen as well. So anyone else I haven't mentioned, I hope you're all doing really well. And thank you for tuning in, as you always do. But if you could, please just check you've hit the like button as well. That really helps the show, helps us reach new audiences as well, grows the community, and brings extra opinions and voices to the chat, which we love to see as well.
Exactly.
I just want to read a quick one, and this is it's not related to Manchester United, but it's a story that I think everyone can relate to in some way or another. So Kevin Keegan was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer earlier in the year. Reports come out today have said that he's responding well to his treatment. So I think I speak on behalf of the fan base, and we wish him well. So just wanted to put that out there, and I'm glad to hear something positive is coming out from that. But
he's saying to the people, I would love it if I can beat cancer.
I would love it. Yes. Yeah. We all remember that. And that was, he was a big part of that 90s rivalry between us and Newcastle. Like great times, arguably one of the greatest eras of the Premier League for me.
Exactly.
And they ran us very close. They were a good team, exciting team, lots of talented players, and we all remember that night when we got thrashed. Was it 5-0? Was that Old Trafford or St James's Park? I can't remember.
I think it was at Old Trafford.
Philip Albert with the chip. I remember that. That was he kind of
might have been at Old Trafford.
one of the only players that could lob Peter Schmeichel from about 25 yards.
Exactly.
But Yarley, hope you're well, Yarley. Who doesn't like Keegan exactly? I wish him the best.
Yeah, I hope you get well. I hope he gets better soon and he gets out of goes into remission at least.
Yeah, fingers
so he's
crossed.
With us for a little bit longer.
I just wanted to start with this story as well. This is the first Manchester United story of the day. So just thoughts and opinions on this. This is a fourth kit that was leaked today for the 26-27 season. It was quite common knowledge that there was going to be a fourth kit this season. And there's been a leak today from Footy Headlines. They've shared this image. The kit was to celebrate 125 years of us playing in the red, white and black. Of course, we started off in the green and gold as Newton Heath, and then we transferred over to the red and white with Manchester United. And the images on the left-hand side there are the home kits of the two respective formations of Manchester United and Newton Heath, respectively. And the images to the right of each one are the leaked graphics for the new kit. So you can see the retro Adidas, you can see the retro Manchester United logo and Newton Heath as well. But just in case you haven't seen this already, but any thoughts on this, G Wolf? What's your first kind of feelings on this?
I'm hoping we'll go back to the Newton Heath and go back with green and gold. I would love that. Now, I would love to see that retro sort of kit coming back in our for 100 to celebrate the 125 years of playing in the red and black. Bring back the green and gold. But would they do it? They probably won't. They probably go with the old red kit like they did back when we with the Bubsy Babes era. I would have thought. wouldn't they?
Yeah,
They
so
would probably go that way.
there's rumours that the green and gold could be put onto the goalkeeper's kit, but it's only rumours at this stage. It might be a second variation of the commemorative kit, but yeah, of course, we all remember that 94-95 kit as well, the green and gold, half and half. Very popular amongst the fan base. You had the little like shoelaces tying up the collar, which was quite unique at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that kit. I'd like to see something similar, something to commemorate the Newton Heath and Manchester United kits.
exactly.
But Cake, don't worry. No, Kevin Keegan, he hasn't died, but he has been in the news today. He was responding well to cancer treatment. He was unfortunately diagnosed with earlier in the year, but the news today is that he's responding well. So we've all got our fingers crossed and hope that continues for Kevin Keegan. Just to dip into the comments, Mrs. G Wolf's in the comments.
She is indeed.
Do you know this person?
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
I do. I should do by now, after 18 years of marriage. How you doing?
Hope you're well, Mrs. G Wolf. Yeah, Dabisas says he thinks that it was at St James's Park. Yeah, it's the memory's a bit hazy. It comes on the TV every now and again in like Premier League years in the UK, if you ever see that.
The amount of time, as I say, like the only other time, no, but it wasn't even Peter Schmeichel, was it? It was who was it that chipped? Was it Mark Bosnich, that Tottenham player?
Oh, that was Roy Carroll.
Against Roy Carroll,
Yeah.
And then they still said it weren't a goal, but you know it was.
Fortunately for us, he just clawed it off the line, didn't he?
Yeah, of course he did.
Great save.
I tell you what, if there was VAR in those eras, how many goals do you think there would be against us by now?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a few, wasn't there? Like, I'm thinking back to goal line saves. You know, you've got David Seaman against Sheffield United in the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
That was a great save, but who knows if that was over the line. You got the World Cup, 1966.
Yeah.
Jeff Hurst, was that over the line, yes or no? We've seen replays, but it's very inconclusive. But
well, it's like, the ghost one from
Frank Lampard.
Yeah. Tell you the truth, how the goalkeeper didn't see that? Literally, he needs glasses. He needs to go back to Specsavers.
Davisas says he thinks the fourth kit will be used in cup tournaments. Yeah, I've got a feeling it may be used as like a one-off, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't seen any information about that, but there was, of course, that 50th anniversary kit of the 1958 European Cup win, and I think we played Manchester City, and I'm not sure if that was an FA Cup game or a league game, but it was around the 50th anniversary. So it may be that we have a one-off game. Who knows? So moving on to our next story, which is one of the big stories today, and that's Barcelona only willing to pay 13 million for Rashford, which is 50% of the agreed fee that we had with them, which was he would go there on a loan for a season, and then at the end of the season, there would be an option to buy for 26 million. Barcelona have since paid 70 million for Anthony Gordon, and they're chasing Alvarez as well from Atletico. And now they're scratching around in the bottom of their pockets. They've only got 13 million in coppers to pay for Marcus Rashford.
Such a farce, this story, I tell you. Literally, it's not Barcelona. They're called Barcelona. Literally, bunch of farce, absolute bellends. I'm telling you. Literally scraping at the bottom of the barrel because they spent 80 million on Anthony Gordon. Then they're going after Alvarez, and then they want to skimp out on paying for Rashford. It's only 26 million. Just pay the bloody money, or just walk away, and then we can go and sell him to Bayern Munich or something.
Actually, Dabisas has got an excellent deal here. So 13 million over 2 seasons. I want 80% sell on. Yeah, if they're going to play like that, then we need to make it favourable to our terms.
Exactly. Yeah. I even that would be a great deal. I think.
You know, he's had a good season there. He hasn't started every game, but he's contributed heavily to their successes this year. So I think that is cheeky from them.
Didn't he even score in the first leg of the semi-final? Am I right in saying that? Didn't they get to the semi-final or was it the quarter-final? I know that he scored in the I know he scored in one of them.
It must have been the quarter. Was it the quarter-final? Because didn't they play Bayern Munich? Or am I wrong?
Might have played Bayern Munich, yeah. Yeah, because when it's 6-5 to overall to Bayern Munich.
It rings a bell.
That was right. Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah. So I think Rashford scored either 1 or 2 goals in that game.
Berber says, "Don't think Barca like us having a good relationship with Real." Yeah, that's probably not ideal, is it? If we're looking to do deals with them.
Well, they're putting a fast one on us. So literally, they're Barcelona, in my opinion.
Thing is, we spoke about this months ago, didn't we? We said they're never going to cough up at the end of the season. 26 million, I think a lot of United fans, I mean, me especially, I would have said, get the money in, but that's like a very, very good deal for them. Extremely good deal. And the fact they're now only offering to pay 50% of that, you just want to walk away, don't you? Just walk away and just say, well, forget it. Unless they can do us a favour in return, and that's maybe a player coming our way that we're interested in, not one that they just want to get rid of, but one that we're actually after.
Yep, but they won't do it. So as I say, I think that we should bring Rashford back and then try and sell him on to another club for the money that we want, which is around about 26 to 30 million for him.
I mean, it makes it a bit difficult, really, because Rashford is in the World Cup squad now, isn't he? So
yeah, and but the only thing is, if he has a really good World Cup, right? Who knows? If he has a really good World Cup, we could get a good deal for him.
Yeah,
because he's under contract still.
There's a good chance that he plays a few minutes as well under Tuchel. I think he seems to be a favourite of Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Neil's got the 1963 FA Cup final shirt.
Oh.
Very special.
You should put that in a framed... You should get that framed and not wear it ever again.
Mickey says, we knew this was going to happen last year when we had no obligation. Yeah.
Exactly.
You give Barcelona an inch and they'll take 14 miles, unfortunately, as we've seen in the past. Gregory, hope you're well. Good to see you in the chat. It always is.
How you doing, Gregory? Hope you're doing well, brother.
Yeah, so Yali, I think Barcelona are trying to get this one done. Absolutely terrific player, in my opinion. He's probably the standout player in that league at the minute, along with Lamine Yamal, maybe, and one or two others. But yeah, Alvarez is going to be highly sought after, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if Real try and get that.
Arsenal were trying to hijack the deal as well.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's been in the news. Dabisas says, imagine 60 to 70% sell on when Barca sells him to Saudi.
There we go.
We can only hope.
Still a pipe dream, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Rashford himself has got his heart set on Barcelona from what I can gather.
You never know, yeah, right. That Barcelona might pay 13 million and then Rashford pays the rest.
Yeah, and if he wants to move that much,
Exactly.
is he willing to?
Is he willing to pay himself out?
It's very unusual, but we've heard that kind of thing happen before. But
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised. But
I'd be very surprised, but you know, miracles. You never know. Miracles do happen.
big up, Rob. The other side to this story on the screen then is that Manchester United are awaiting or setting themselves that Andre Onana will return to training as well. So this is if they can't strike a deal with Trabzonspor. I think the last I heard on this was they were trying to angle another loan deal, Trabzonspor. I don't know if that's progressed in the last few days, but apparently the players have also accepted that they're going to have to come back to Manchester United to train until a move is found for both players. So
can't we just say you're not allowed nowhere near the training camp? Like, we got rid of the stench. We don't need to bring it back.
yeah, we've heard that happened before, haven't we, in the past at Manchester United as well.
Didn't Ruben Amorim do that under some players last year?
Yeah, there was the bomb squad, wasn't there? And we've seen like Sancho cast out. If you go back as far as Mourinho, when Mourinho came in,
yeah,
Schweinsteiger was immediately sent to play with the academy, which he's later regretted that decision. He's come out and said, but he did give him that harsh treatment.
He did. Broke a loner.
Yali's. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, they're just trying to pull a fast one on us. They got the money. They're saying that they're broke a loner, but they're actually such a fast loner. It's unbelievable.
Yali says Alvarez hasn't been as fantastic as Sorloth. So Alvarez has scored 8 league goals and 4 assists. Sorloth has scored more goals and played 1,000 less minutes. Yeah, for me, Alvarez is like he's not someone that's necessarily going to score you 25, 30 goals a season.
No.
But he's such a difficult player to play against. Like he's he causes problems basically. He works hard. He's fantastic vision and creativity. He commits defenders. He shifts the defensive line about and makes room for others. So, yes, he doesn't necessarily score those 20, 30 goal seasons, but like still a hell of a player, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so too.
And so the main story really in today's stream is there's been a price update today on Mateus Fernandes. So the story goes that Manchester United and Arsenal have made inquiries about Mateus Fernandes. West Ham are adamant they will not sell for less than 80 million. That's the update from today. And another update today is that Manchester United are hoping to complete the signing of Mateus Fernandes for 40 million. So there's a big chasm, I would describe it as, between the two valuations. There's neither side's going to get the player for what they want, are they? There's going to be some compromise if a deal happens at all.
Surely they got to meet in the middle, like, you know, say 50 million up front plus 10. Like, it's still in West Ham's favour, but, like, you know, we just don't want to pay much for a relegated player. That's as simple as that. We don't want to pay that relegated money of 80 million. Why should we? He's 21 years old. He's been relegated twice. He's been relegated with Southampton, relegated with West Ham. Seriously? Do we really want this guy? He could relegate us at the end of the season.
It's a good job we didn't have him last season.
Exactly. Like, what a bad omen this guy could be for us if we go and get him. But, like, do you guys think he's a decent player? He's all right for a 21-year-old, but is he going to get take that next step up into the big league, and also no Champions League experience either, which is what we really need for this season, don't you think? Considering that we're in the Champions League,
I'd like to get players in, Champions League experience generally. Yeah, I mean, I think if you bring in one, perhaps two without Champions League experience, then you can maybe get away with it. But I wouldn't want to bring in too many.
I was going to say, can we really afford that this season? Considering it's the first time that we've been in Champions League in over, 5 years?
We had the last one was under Erik Ten Hag, wasn't it? When Onana kindly threw us out of the competition.
Yeah, exactly. So, can we really afford to do it? I don't know. Something tells me that we can't. But if we do go for him, if we do get him, then it's got to be at a reasonable price and not overpay, and definitely not pay 80 million for him.
Dabisas is not happy with the 80 million. He says not going to sell below 80 million is a joke. They have no choice but to sell. And we were talking briefly before the show, weren't we? And about what's the record transfer of a player that's been relegated. And I wouldn't say it's anywhere near 80 million. I don't have the figure, but I'd be surprised if it was even more than 45, to be honest. Maybe someone in the chat will know that.
As I say, I think the highest that I remember is 50. But Tobias says, don't worry, remember Diblin was 100 million?
Yeah, we remember that. And we remember Ferguson. Ferguson, the striker?
Yeah, Evan Ferguson from Brighton. Ferguson.
Yeah.
100 million, but then went for around about 36 million to 80. Was it 80 Milan he went on loan?
He went to Roma originally. I don't know how that worked out. I don't think it worked out particularly well. Because I don't think they wanted to keep him either.
Exactly. No, he's a jet set striker.
He could be one of those that you just don't hear of again. They just tumble down the leagues, and 1 minute they were 100 million valued player, and then the next just gone. Davisis says 60 million including add-ons is his maximum that he would go to.
Still a bit steep. I think 60 million is the max that I will go to, but tell you the truth, that's like 50 million up front and then 10 million in add-ons. But tell you the truth, they're going to be those add-ons are going to be so bizarre and so outstretched that we won't have to pay for it. I'm telling you, that's what I want.
I could see it maybe being like 50 million as a certain fee and then 10 million in add-ons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe,
but those add-ons, they got to be so ridiculous, though. So then, like, put in their Ballon d'Or winner.
I think we had some for Sesko, didn't we? And I think he's already obtained the clauses. So I don't know what they were, but it must have been, I would think, maybe a certain tally of goals or maybe appearances. But yeah, you don't want to be making it too straightforward.
Exactly.
I'm also like I like Fernandes as a player. I liked him at Southampton. I thought he was someone that we should have got then. But he was playing more further forward in that team. He was more of a number 10 or second striker. And I don't think he's been playing in that position at West Ham this season. He's been playing in a deeper role. I'm not sure he's got enough quality in that deeper role for me. I would like him as a player further forward, but I'm not sure he would start as a deep lying central midfielder for us at the minute.
Well, the
And
only
if
thing is, if we're getting Edison, but the only thing is Fernandez going to be a starter? Probably not. He'd probably come from the bench more than anything. He'll be a backup midfielder, especially if we're going to get Tonali, or if we ever got if we're going to go after Tonali, considering that we can't go over and we're not going for Anderson now. So if we're going for Tonali, then I would say the main ones that we're going to play is Mainu, Edison in the middle, and then Tonali on the right with Mainu on the left, with the 4-3-3. That would be good, I think.
You're looking at like the age profile of the midfield next season. If we're linked to a number of players, but all the players we've been linked with brings our average age in that midfield right down. It might be an area that we don't need to reinforce for a few seasons to come. So I can understand why they're doing it. But Yarley says this price tag that West Ham have put on Fernandes. He says this explains the Hackney link. You can forget Tonali. Fernandes would be the marquee signing with Hackney and Edison as the other two midfielders. Do you think? Could you see that scenario where those three are the high-profile players?
Surely not. Come on, literally, we got to go a little bit bigger than that. We can't just go and get Hackney and Fernandes and saying, yeah, those two are going to be our marquee signings. I don't think it will be. I think we will get Tonali, and we probably will bring in Fernandes. And if we can get Hackney for around about 20, I would say 25 to 30 million for Hackney, then he could be our fourth. He could be our fourth midfielder, but as a backup, as like Fernandes would be. And I think our marquee signing would be Tonali and Edison.
Do you think? How do you think the price for Tonali is affected now that Gordon's gone? Obviously, Tonali, he's made it public that he wants to leave.
I think with the player coming out and actually saying that he wants to leave a club, I think that tarnishes his value. That would tarnish the value because he's openly sort of saying, because he's openly come out and said, I want to leave. So it's sort of like like the way that I see it, it's like a transfer request. He's like saying, I want to leave. So basically, that's his open transfer. Handing in a transfer sort of thing. So then that surely got to lower the price of Tonali.
It's like handing in a transfer request without doing it, isn't it? And
yeah, exactly.
He'll still get his bonus because obviously the players now, they get bonuses for loyalty bonuses, basically, where they don't put in a transfer request and you get a loyalty bonus when you see out another year of your contract. So
exactly, he's just done it another way. He's just said, look, I want to leave. He hasn't handed in a transfer request, but it's like a transfer request because now everybody knows that he wants to leave. So what is the club going to have an unhappy player? Most clubs will say no, they don't want an unhappy player. If the player wants to leave, let him leave.
And is it what do you think of? Does it make a black mark on his perception of his character? You know, Tonali, he was in a good team, and then one season outside the Champions League, and he's wanting to jump ship. He's trying to get out of the club.
Not really. Like, you got to think. Like, look how they treated him. Look how they treated him under the when he got done for betting and all of that lot. Right, those sort of things that tarnishes a player. Yeah, everyone got on his back. but he came back and he was good, and then he had a dip. Like then, so to me, I think he is a proper professional, and like if when he's happy, that's when he plays his brilliant football. If he's happy at a club, and he feels like it's like a team, then I think any player, and I'm talking about any player, not just Tonali, but any player who's a happy player will always do their best work at their clubs. So if he isn't, so because of he's had one or two poor games, he hasn't been happy at the club for a while, especially after his betting thingy. So to me, I don't think it does tarnish his character or anything like that. I think his character is there. He's got brilliant character. He's a brilliant team player, and he'll be there for the team. But he just needs to sort of he needs a club to put an arm around him, and don't think Newcastle has done that as much as what he thought that they would. And I think that's the reason why he wants to leave, and plus poor performances, and everybody wants to jump ship.
Gregory's dropped a question in. I'm going to pin this, Gregory, and we'll come back to it towards the end of the stream. But thank you for the question. I will come back to it. Dabby says Hackney link as if we don't get anyone. Yeah. The thing is, he might be gone by then. There's other teams circling. I think with Middlesbrough not making the Premier League, he's given some good service to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
But he might find that if he's given the opportunity to go up to the Premier League and test himself, he might just do that this summer.
And especially with I've heard Brighton. They're looking for another midfielder now, considering that James Milner has decided to finally retire, for crying out loud. So Brighton are looking for another midfielder, so Brighton could go in for a cheeky Hackney bid.
Yarley says a midfielder Bruno Fernandes and Mainu against Liverpool's Wirtz, Wharton and Szoboszlai would be hard to come out on top of against them. Yeah, Wharton, he could be heading to Liverpool. That's probably, I would say, is the strongest rumour at the minute for his destination. We did hear today that Real Madrid's president has come out and said Tchouaméni is absolutely not going to be leaving. So that is quite a clear statement.
If he stays in charge, isn't the presidency is coming up at Real Madrid, isn't it? I think.
I'm not sure. I think it was due to happen this summer because they've got a certain number of years in charge, don't they, before they have another election. And I think it was this year. But with Mourinho coming in, I mean, I assume he would have been given assurances over certain players, and I'm sure Tchouaméni would have been one of the players that he will be relying on next season. He's a very Mourinho type player, isn't he?
He is, but then the only thing is, would he still? So does that mean that he's going to sell Valverde then? Like
Possibly.
literally, because if those two are still got beef with each other, then surely one of them has got to go, and then it's up to Mourinho. Which one he wants to keep.
There was that dressing room divide a few weeks ago, and maybe this is the president saying, "Look, this player's staying. You can either get on with it and play along, or you can leave." And maybe he's trying to give a power play, put the ball back in Valverde's court, and said, "Look, this is what we're doing. You can like it or lump it."
Exactly.
Jay, thanks for your comment, says, let's give them money plus Toby Collier. Toby Collier did come from Brighton, didn't he? So he's familiar with that part of the world. And we've seen Brighton take on players from like obscurity before. Was it Billy Gilmore went there when
Yeah.
his career was, he had a promising start, but I think it kind of, he faded away a bit, and then he came back to some decent form at Brighton, and then he got his move away. Did McEachran go there? Or am I making that up? Josh McEachran.
I think it was Josh McEachran. Yeah, I think you're right.
So they've taken a chance on one or two talented midfielders in their time. So I wouldn't be 100% surprised if this were to happen.
I'll tell you what, you're right. Just to say, good luck to Tyler Fletcher for Scotland, who's replaced Billy Gilmore for the World Cup.
Yes. Yeah, I saw he was called up yesterday, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So good luck to Tyler Fletcher. I hope he has a decent World Cup. That would be quite decent.
Great experience for him.
Exactly.
A reason to watch Scotland at last.
Exactly.
As well as McTominay, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Got to see a Manchester United reject.
Russ, hope you're well, Russ. He says, "Evening, lads. What's happened to the old channel?" Yeah, so this is the new channel. It's still the same people involved, largely. Still the same community and building. Rebranding.
Rebranding.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've come back, Russ? Since is it the first time you've come across the channel? But
it's about time, Russell. You're taking your time there.
It's because Arsenal won the Premier League, isn't it?
Oh, is that why he's come in? He's come in to gloat.
He's come to gloat.
Oh, didn't do much well in the Champions League, did you? Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Sore topic. Hope you're well, Russ. Hope you're well. Congratulations on the league win.
Yeah, that's all you won.
Davisus says Tonali's overpriced by at least 20 million. I think the figure at the minute is Newcastle want 85 for him. That's what I've seen. That's the figure that's it's being put out there. Big up, Stephanie. Hope you're well. Always good to see you.
Yeah, it's Stephanie. How you doing? Or Stefan. Stefan and Antonio's girlfriend.
A legend of YouTube.
Yeah.
Stephanie Griffith. And a comment from Mickey says, "I didn't word my question very well. Wages and fees aren't under our control, so why does the money matter? It's the club and the players I care about, not the owners' pockets." A lot of fans have the same view. They're just fed up of playing Excel and calculator spreadsheets and everything. And years ago, it used to be you opened the paper, you'd not really heard of the player before in a lot of cases, and the fee was there, but you were like, oh, okay, we're getting a player. It was like when we signed Ronaldo. We're getting Ronaldo, and we were all excited because he's got the same name as the real Ronaldo as it was. We didn't think twice about 13 million or whatever it was at the time. You're just excited to get a player, and I think we've lost some of that.
We have, because of social media now, where everything is all divulging into, oh, this player's going to cost this amount of money, this player's going to cost this amount of money, and it's like, does it really matter to us how much we pay for a player? At the end of the day, that's the price, pay it. That's what I remember you said, like, whenever, because I remember that we was linked with Ronaldinho once, and he was coming from Barcelona, and I was absolutely ecstatic that we was actually getting a proper brilliant footballer. And no, where did he come from? AC?
He was at PSG, wasn't he, at the time?
Was he at PSG?
Yeah.
As I say, all I remember that I was seeing it in the paper. Ronaldinho to Manchester United in the Sun. It was on the back page, and I was literally licking my lips that we've got this player coming in. And then all of a sudden, the next day, Barcelona hijacks a deal for Ronaldinho. And I'm like, bollocks.
Yeah,
that was my part. That was my dream gone. I thought we was going to get a brilliant player, but then we got linked with. Wasn't that when we did get linked with Ronaldo? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same summer, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the same summer. So we could have had Ronaldinho, but in the end we got Ronaldo, this 18-year-old kid. But apparently, when we played Sporting Lisbon and Ronaldinho, people were saying we're looking that we was going to get Nani. But then what people didn't realise that the players actually wanted Ronaldo.
Was it John O'Shea came back to the dressing room at half time and he said, "You've got to sign this player because he's just turning us inside out."
Exactly, I think it was. It was one of them, wasn't it? He said that he came in at half time and said, "Look, sign that player," because Ferdinand even said about, yeah, you need to sign this player. He's awesome. He's got all the tricks and all of that lot.
I love those. I love those stories that come out years later.
Exactly. So do I.
Agile Beast, hope you're well. He says 80 million for Fernandes is taking the urine, and he would pay 50 to 60 with add-ons maximum. This is a family channel, so I'm keeping it clean. That's,
God damn me. Oh, dear me. I'm sorry, I would say it as it is.
Andy Bears, hope you're well. He says, don't see why we don't put a bed in for Wharton. I really think we'll get Belieber, not Tonali. Yeah, Belieber was... I thought he was a shoo-in, to be honest. And I still think he's likely.
Is anyone really a Belieber anymore? I'm not. I don't think we will get him. I think we'll get Tonali.
The thing is, when we agreed that the conditions with Belieber, we were playing a very, very different system then.
Exactly.
Different manager, different system.
But then also, Brighton still want 100 million for him, and to tell you the truth, he ain't £100 million player.
No, it's not going to happen.
Exactly. It's just like, West Ham, they want 80 million for Fernandes. They're not going to get that. They may want that, but they ain't getting it.
Gregory says, I thought West Ham were going to be taking 40 million plus add-ons for Fernandes after going down. The fee, Gregory, it depends who you believe. Depends, because some of these fees will be coming out from West Ham. Some of them will be from the player. Some of them will be from buying clubs. And so you've got this big gap at the minute between Manchester United being confident they can land the player for 40 million, which is always, I think Jim Ratcliffe is always overly optimistic when he comes out with these things. And West Ham are saying, no, we're not going to sell him for any less than 80. So the realistic range is probably somewhere in the middle, maybe 55 to 65, I would think. But we don't know. Arsenal are interested as well. I think they're the most serious team interested alongside us. So I think there's going to be either one of us two. At the minute, that's how it's looking anyway.
Exactly. That is not what happens anymore, Greg.
Katie says they're doing a highball quote to try to squeeze out the negotiations. Yeah, absolutely. It's very common, isn't it? We see teams do this every year. But really, when you're in West Ham's position, the bargaining chips, there's not many of them because, ultimately you're in the Championship now.
Exactly. So, can anyone actually tell us, whenever a relegated club gets top notch for their players? And I mean, they want, say, like West Ham, they want 80 million. When has any relegated club got that for their from another club, especially as they've been relegated the season previous?
Did Grealish, when he was sold to Man City, was that in the Championship or had they just been in the Premier League for a season? I can't remember now.
Who was Grealish with?
He was at Aston Villa. I think they maybe got promoted and had a year in the Premier League, and then they sold him. But I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I remember that he was in the Premier League when they sold him.
Jay says teams know we need midfielders, so they'll ask for crazy amounts of money. I think this is one thing that we're doing well at the minute, which is yes, everyone knows we need midfielders. Like that's very evident to everyone. But also, what's evident is we're going and approaching players and getting deals in place. So we've done the Edison groundwork, we've done the Belieber groundwork. We're trying to get the groundwork done on Tonali and Fernandes by the looks of it. So we're in a position where we can say, all right, well, you quote this amount, we'll just go and get Edison, or you quote this amount, we'll go and get Belieber. We've got a succession plan, basically. So if any of these deals don't come off or teams want to try and play hardball, we've also got a bit of bargaining power as well. That's one thing I would say.
And also, that if a player doesn't want to come to us, we move on to the next one. That's what that's what I love at the moment. Like when the Anderson deal, when he said that when because we know that the Anderson deal, he doesn't really want to come to us. He's got his heart set on Man City, by the looks of it. So at the end of the day, we've moved on to other transfers, and that's what I like. We're not going after players and keep on being linked with them for over the transfer window.
Well, remember that Frankie de Jong summer where Ten Hag or whoever it was at the time had their heart set on Frankie de Jong, and they spent the whole summer. And we all doubted whether he would come because at the end of the day, he was on a huge contract at Barcelona. He's the main man. He loves the city at Barcelona, the team, and also he was owed money by Barcelona as well. So all these factors, and we still thought we were going to get him, and we didn't have a backup plan. And at the end, we went into the Premier League, got absolutely thrashed on the first day of the season and in the second game. And then we brought in Casemiro because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, wasn't it? We weren't linked to Casemiro whatsoever. And all of a sudden we just panicked and went, right, there's 60 million. And we gave it turned into a decent transfer in the end, but...
Yeah, but I think we still overpaid for Cassie, considering that it was... we didn't get his best years. He didn't have his best years at the club, but he did a job for us. I think if we did go for Casemiro, I would have loved to have gone for him a couple of years sooner. But as you said, we did panic buy in getting him, paying 60 million to Real Madrid. They got top dollar for him. And he didn't really have a great couple of seasons, did he, at United? And then it wasn't until the last couple of the back end of the couple of seasons that he done well for us, I thought.
Yeah, he had I thought the first season he was good. When we won the Carling Cup, League Cup, whatever you call it these days. But I thought he was key in that. And he had a dip in the second season, but still came out with the FA Cup, and he had some good games as well as some bad games.
Yeah,
I think the third season was
he
poor.
had moments, didn't he? He had moments, but as you said, the third season was just it was like non-existent. But was that because of the manager change as well?
I think a lot of it's to do with that. I think a lot of our players looked worse at times under Ten Hag. I think he didn't help them.
Yeah.
The way he set the team up.
Then we looked poor under Amorim, even though that I thought Amorim, what I liked about Amorim was his aggression. Behind the scenes, he was to me, he seemed like an Alex Ferguson type player. That if you're doing something wrong, he'll tell you to your face. He'll be straight up with you. Obviously, he was trying to be as honest as he could in his press conferences, which didn't work out for him. But then ultimately, on the pitch, he was getting it all wrong. But I liked his aggression off the pitch with the players, like, keeping out Kobe Mainu. Obviously, there was something in training that he wasn't doing right, and that's why he wanted to leave on a loan. That's why he came out and said, "I want to leave on a loan." But now, in the end, signed a new contract because of Amorim ain't there no more. But hopefully, with Carrick, he's deserved it. Like I saw that it was 17 games that he won, which was 39 points. You think if we had him at the start of the season, where would we be?
Yeah, it would be a lot closer, wouldn't we, to the top two?
Exactly. So, to tell you the truth, I'm quite happy that that Carrick has got the manager's job, but we need the players now, and hopefully the owners can give him that.
Big up, Niall. I'm a few minutes behind on the comments, so I'll try and catch up. But good to see you, Niall. He says, "Come on, Scotland." J Red says, "Man United versus Napoli in next season's Champions League is gonna happen. McTominay and Højlund back at Old Trafford. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? They'd get a good reception. I know Højlund's he struggled last season, but I think he would get a good reception.
Ultimately, they will be going back to Italy crying.
We hope so. We hope so. And as Katie says, please smash a like and subscribe if you're new as well. If this is your first time watching the channel, where have you been? Where have you been? It's the place to be.
Exactly. And also don't forget as well, guys, to share it on your socials.
Where's Rich? So Rich, it tends not to come on the Monday. So I tend to host on a Monday with G Wolf. And Rich will be back. He's on like every other day. So
I heard he's
just
in
Mondays.
Barbados now. Didn't you hear that as well?
Barbados.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Barbados outside. It's urinating down. Not like Barbados.
Not like Barbados. Oh dear.
Vincent, hope you're well, Vincent. Aston Villa, they did get relegated. It was probably, I don't know. It was when Grealish was still there. So Grealish had a season in the Championship, but I think they came straight back up, if I remember correctly.
It was
Steve
before
Bruce
you
era.
was born, is when Aston Villa got relegated.
Lucky Singh says he would go to 64 million. And on the assumption that the player wants to come to us, which, there's been a lot of supposed leaks about the player wanting to join Manchester United. He's a Manchester United fan, very close to Bruno Fernandes, his international teammate. So there's a positivity around this. And it's similar to what we had last season with Brian and Burmo and Cunha. Maybe not on the same level as what we had with Cunha, but maybe similarities to Brian and Burmo, I would say.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that it's along the lines of Brian and Burmo. He's Manchester United player. He loves Manchester United. He's a Man United fan. But, he's also... He needs to come out and say it. Like, these players that want to come to Man United... They need to come out and say that they want to join Man United. Like Cunha did, like Sesko did, like Mbeumo did. We need that assurance from the players that they want to join Manchester United. Or otherwise, there's no point going for them. We want players that want to play for our club. If they don't want to play for the club and they're only coming here for the money, then we don't want to know.
It's the one thing that worries me about Tonali, actually, because Tonali, I don't think at any point he's ever had anything come out to say that he would like to join Manchester United. It just seems to be, I don't want to be without the Champions League. And I'm not sure about that.
Well, hopefully, at the moment, I know that he's out in Italy. He's in his hometown at the moment. He was at Clash of Italy, watching the wrestling last night, and he probably was there watching it today as well on the in Turin. So, because at the moment they're doing wrestling is doing a European tour at the moment in Italy. So he's a big wrestling fan as well.
Russ has got the fact for us, which is the record for a player relegated is 30 million, and that was Musa Sissoko when he went from Newcastle to Spurs.
Ooh.
Wow, that's good trivia. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Tyrone, hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. He says, bye-bye, Elliot Anderson. Enjoy the library.
Well, he likes a toilet seat, and he likes the empty had stadium. So it's going to be, as you said, like a library there. I thought he came out and said, yeah, right, I like great atmosphere and all. I like a great atmosphere. I like big noise, and I love fans that will cheer my name.
Yeah, we're not believing that, are we? It's
really not. He's going to City for the money. Money talks, and Elliot Anderson bullshit walks.
Mickey says, a little off topic, but with the Gordon deal, is this going to be the new normal, where signing players before the actual window? Well, I mean, it's like on paper, it's not signed, the Gordon deal, is it? He's had his medical. He can be, pictured and interviewed and whatever, and it could be common knowledge, but I don't think actually he wouldn't be able to play for Barcelona at this point because he's not registered.
Exactly. Like, until he gets registered, but they have bought him. That's the thing. They have, like, anyone can sign a deal. Like in January, you can sign a pre-contract for the summer. Anyone can sign a pre-contract. If you got a year left on your deal, come January, you can sign a pre-contract, and any club can do that. Not just big clubs, but anyone can sign a player before the transfer window opens. So then this has been going for years. Though this isn't a new thing that's just come out. It has been going on for years, hasn't it? That a club has signed a player before the actual the actual transfer window has opened. Look at Masha. What's that goalkeeper for Liverpool? That Masha Shilia.
Mabadashvili, yeah.
Yeah, he signed a pre-contract with Liverpool, spent a year at the club still, and then when the new season started last year, he went to Liverpool. So, tell you the truth, any club can do that. So it's not a new thing. But yeah, the deal is done. He just can't. He just won't be the unveiling of the player with the jersey. I don't think that's up yet. I think they got to wait until the transfer window is open, and then you'll see the thingy. But he's done his interview, though. I know that he's done an interview with Barcelona when he went over there and signed his contract with Barcelona.
I heard his interview. Like he spoke in Spanish, and his pronunciation was very good. He spoke quite fluently. So I wonder how long he's been planning that move.
Well, apparently he's always, at a young age, he's always wanted to play for Barcelona, and he knew, apparently at a very young age, he knew that he was going to be a Barcelona player. So, has he got his dream move?
Well, you can't deny him. If that's what he's worked towards, then good on him. Big up, Jeff. Hope you're well, all the way from the USA.
Yo, Jeff. Howdy, partner.
Lucky Singh thinks we'll meet them around 65. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere between 55, 65 max. But for me, it would be very much, we try and get it for under that, more towards 50, 55, and then just try and negotiate some kind of add-ons.
Yeah, surely, literally, I tell you what, if we do get Mateus Fernandes, I tell you what, I'd be sick if we pay 60 million up front. See, I would prefer it is if we played 45 million up front and then the rest of it in add-ons. Like, to 60 million. The rest of it in add-ons to 60 million, but pay 45 million up front.
Yeah, Katie's saying the Fernandes deal might come down to structuring some sweet add-ons.
Exactly.
It's all about, we scratch your back, you scratch ours. There's got to be a compromise. It's got to be something that works for West Ham, something that works for us. But I think we do have the bargaining power to an extent. We've got the player on side, we think. We've got the offer of Manchester United and everything that brings. And then also the real sweetener is the Champions League as well. So,
Exactly.
Meanwhile, West Ham have got a running track they can offer him, perhaps. Just going down the comments, I'm nearly caught up. Now. So thanks for all your comments. I'll try and read out as many as I can. Dabis says Tonali's heart belongs in Italy, but Italian clubs are broke. So there was a story it's been like appearing in and out for a few weeks, really. But it seems that Rafael Leao wants to leave AC Milan. There's talk of links to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Nothing concrete, really. But I think it was something like 35 to 40 million, G-Wolf?
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen the story.
I saw the story. I think it was 36 million that Wibber's linked with. Good deal. I thought he's a little bit older, actually. But he's only 26, so he's at the right age. In the right age bracket and player that we do need in his position. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that would be a good deal? Would you go and get him? He's predominantly isn't he a right back?
Who's that? Rafael Leao?
Yeah.
He tends to play like across the forward line. So
yeah, but I've seen him play at right. I've seen him being pushed back.
I think he has played at wing back occasionally.
So like a bit like a I remember Valencia when he first came to us from Wigan. And he was a left midfielder. He went from attacking left midfielder to a left midfielder, and then not left, right, attacking right midfielder to a right midfielder, and then right back.
Bit like Ashley Young, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit like Ashley Young. So Rafael Leao is a bit similar to a Valencia. So. Say the truth, and that's what I've seen. So, if this is true, then I would definitely go and get Leao because he can play in multiple positions, and also he's a brilliant player as well.
He reminds me of a bit like Marcus Rashford, in a way. He's not consistent. I've not seen him religiously by any means, but
yeah, I haven't. Last time I saw him, he did have a good game though. I must admit. It weren't great. He did the job that he needed to for his club, for AC Milan. But he didn't have an outstanding. He wasn't an outstanding player, but he did the job that needed to be done.
As Rich says, he's got a Newcastle fan coming on the channel on Wednesday. So if you just drop the time in, Rich, make sure to stick around on Wednesday to see that. I'm sure that'll be good content, insightful content that we get to see the other half really of how Newcastle are feeling on all these links with their players.
Yeah. Also, Lewis Hall as well that we've been linked with.
Yeah, Lewis Hall we spoke about on the show last Monday. There's obviously Tonali as well, so and potentially Bruno Guimaraes as well has been in the news a few times.
Yeah, but the only thing is we're either going to go and get one or the other. But I think Tonali is the one that United really want out of Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali.
Dabis says, I'm glad the Edison deal is going without any hiccups. I think this is quite a straightforward one. It's a player we've done a lot of research on over 2 or 3 seasons at least. We could have signed him a lot earlier than this, but now the time is right. The player's going into the last year of his contract, so the deal is quite favourable in terms of how much we're going to be paying. I think we're talking around 35 million or 34 million, depending on, well, it depends on what reports you read, but around those kind of figures. So to get someone that can come in and, if not be a certain first team starter, he will certainly play a lot of games, I would think. I think is excellent business, personally.
So do I. And also, it's a player that he's come out and he's actually said there, right, that he's stopping other transfers just to concentrate on the Manchester United transfer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you like to see from players. Like, if a player says, yeah, right, stop other deals, Manchester United as well want to go, that's my dream move, then you pull out all the stops to get that deal done.
KD says by having a drawn-out Edison deal, they set a precedence for West Ham that were no pushovers, which, if you remember last season, Brian and Burmo, it was like, done deal nearly done, fee set, and there was like just one day after the next, it was like, this is going to be confirmed tomorrow. This is going to be confirmed tomorrow. And it must have gone on for 6 weeks, like 6 weeks. And we managed to structure the deal in a way that we wanted. I don't think we actually saved any money. I don't think the fee went down, but the installments changed. And so we got the deal on favourable terms. And we made Brentford wait 6 weeks for that.
Yep.
And so we're not just jumping in at the first and throwing all the money in, maybe not getting the term we want. We're proving tough negotiators now. So it's
good because we've got proper footballing men in charge of our finances, whereas before, like, we had the bunch of clowns who come in and literally say, how much do you want for that player? They'd say, well, tell you the truth, we want 60 to 80 million for this player. Okay, well, we give you 75 million for that player, and then we overpay, and we don't even bother negotiating. It's just like, how much do you want for that player? You want that much? Okay, we give it to you. Now we've got footballing, proper footballing men negotiating. We're taking the tough line. We're not going to pay what you expect us to pay. We got to come to an agreement. So, like West Ham, they want 80 million, right? We are going to say 40 million, meet in the middle, or we pay less. We'll pay less up front because we don't want to pay more to a championship team. We'll pay less, but we'll give you more add-ons. So it's a little bit more favour for us because of we're still paying money up front, but the rest in the add-ons can be done at a later date. So
It's more of that Excel spreadsheet trickery, isn't it? That we're so tired of. As Rich says, 25 likes. That's brilliant. Thank you for all your support so far. And if you haven't done already, please remember to hit the like if you could do. That would be much appreciated. Vincent's got an interesting comment. He says, we're going to get players we want in the future, especially when City get their punishment. So it could be a transfer ban. It could be a big points ban. It could be a number of things. But this is going to shift the market again, I think. Whenever this decision finally comes out, which we don't know when it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was during the World Cup, to be honest, because I think the Premier League are going to want to keep this tucked under the carpet and try and put it on like the 15th page of the newspaper rather than the back page. But a bit like Liverpool did the other day when they sacked Arne Slot on the day of the Champions League final. We still saw it. Like, we're not stupid.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting discussion after that, because there's going to be all kinds of ramifications, I would say, across the market.
It's got to be. Like, the only thing is, right, that if West Ham go down, surely West Ham are coming straight back up into the Premier League. No?
Possibly. It can be difficult.
The only thing is, right, then, like if West Ham come up and, this is the thing, is West Ham going to come up on the technicality, or are they going to have have 4 teams? Didn't they do that one time? 4 teams got relegated and then 4 teams came up. Didn't that happen in Scotland? I think when Rangers had to go all the way down into Division 3, and then
I was on mute there. Sorry.
Wasn't it that when it happened, 4 teams went down in Scotland and then 4 teams came up from Division 1?
I can't remember. I remember when Rangers went down, but I don't remember what happened with the other teams at that time.
Am I right in saying that? Because I don't think it's ever happened in England that 4 teams have ever gone down before in England.
Can you remember what happened when, the Premier League went from, was it 22 or 24 teams? I can't remember now. Was it 22? They went down to 20. So the number of teams reduced. I don't know how that worked in terms of who got relegated and who got promoted and so on.
I can't remember, in all honesty. Because I know that was the old Division 1, wasn't it?
Well, it was in Division 1, and then I think the first season in the Premier League was
20.
They had extra teams because Andy Cole had a massive goal scoring season, but he played more games than what you do nowadays. There was more than 38 league games. I think it might have been 42.
Oh wow. Wasn't that in the first season, and then they dropped it down to 20 games?
Yeah, it could have been the first 2 seasons, and then it changed to 20, I think. Jeff's a big AC Milan fan. I must admit, when I used to watch Serie A years ago, they were one of my favourite teams.
Italia, not what was it on Channel 4? Italia something, wasn't it?
Yeah, Football Italia.
That was it.
Gazzetta de Football.
On Channel 4. I always remember that and watch the Italian teams.
Good times.
Brilliant times, weren't they? And now they don't do it no more.
Just reading down the comments here. So Jeff's seen quite a lot of Rafael Leao because he watches a lot of the Serie A games as well. So I'm just trying to get to your Leao comment, Jeff. I whizzed past it and now I can't find it. I've seen him once this season. I saw a lot of him. Well, not a lot, but I saw more of him in seasons gone by. This season, I've seen him once, and that was I think it was the Inter Milan derby, and he played as a split striker with the American. I forget his name. They played as split strikers that day, and he was very anonymous, really, to be honest. I'm not sure he's having his best season out there. Yeah, Russ knows what we're on about.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I read that, I'm just reading it in the same voice as.
Go Lazio!
And yeah, Jeff said Juventus. So I think this is referring to the relegation because Juventus got done for match fixing, didn't they? They got relegated. And I think Buffon, Camoranesi, players like that, they stayed with Juventus and worked their way back up the leagues.
Yeah. See, those are proper footballing men that wants to stay at their clubs and fight for their club.
I like that.
Yeah, so do I. I think that even if Manchester United, to tell the truth, this is what you would see. This is what we would see from the men, from the boys. Like, who would want to be at Manchester United and who doesn't? Who's here for the actual club and not for their own personal use? And that's what I love about United. This is what I love to see at each club. The ones that stay and fight for their club and fight for the badge, and ones that are here for their own worth, for their own what's the word am I looking for? For their own sentiment, for the money and all that lot.
It was good that we had that season last season where we finished 17th. It's still it seems like it's unbelievable to even say that we finished 17th.
Exactly.
And we
Wasn't
had
it 15th?
Was it 15th?
No. Yeah, we finished 15th last season. Don't put us down even further.
Maybe it was Spurs that finished 17th.
Yeah, Spurs finished 17th this season. We're not a Spurs. We've finished two positions higher.
And we had players like Mbomo, Cunha, Sesko, all came despite that as well. So
exactly, as I said, then these are the sort of players that came out and said, "I want to play for Manchester United," not because of their own personal gain, because they wanted to play for the badge.
Jeff says United has his heart, but he grew up going to the Italian club, and the little old Italian men would be all watching AC Milan, and on the off chance Palermo was in, we got to watch them too. Oh, good times. Good times, Jeff. Good times. I've got one more story. I don't have a slide for it, but I'll just read it out quickly. And then we've got a comment to go back to from Gregory, I think it was, as well. So we'll go back to that. But any final comments you want to get, questions in, etc., probably stick around for another, say, 5-6 minutes or so. But the final story was that the Premier League signing of the season has been announced. Do you know who it is, G-Wolf?
I believe it is Manchester United's goalkeeper, Lamens.
Correct. It is. Sonny Lamens.
Sonny Lamens.
17 million from the
What
Belgian league.
what a bargain!
You know,
An
that
absolute bargain.
proves you don't need to spend 100 million to sign a good player.
The only thing is, you could go back and say 1 million for Aiden Heaven.
Yeah, he was a terrific signing. I think that would count as last season because he was a January signing, but
he was indeed, but
equally good though in terms of value for money.
Exactly.
But he had some stiff competition. Lamens, Granit Xhaka obviously came on a free.
Yeah.
He's been a terrific signing. He would have been probably up there. Trufer as well.
How much did Xhaka go for to Sunderland?
I think he was a free.
Was he a free?
I think so. I think he was out of contract at Leverkusen.
Oh, right.
And I think there were eyebrows raised. You know, he's a player is he about 33 now? 34 maybe?
Oh, really? I thought he was younger than that. I thought he was 32.
Well, possibly when they signed him. Yeah, maybe.
31, 32 when they signed him.
But, you know, when he left Arsenal, he probably wasn't quite in his prime anymore.
No.
And he's gone away to the Bundesliga. And I think people thought with him coming into Sunderland, you know, team that's going to struggle in the Premier League, we all thought.
The only thing is, what I find absolutely crazy about Leverkusen is, they signed Ten Hag, and he had two. He had 2 games, and then they sacked him off. So he was there for the transfer. He was only there for the transfer window. Yeah, right. I'm getting rid of this player. I'm getting rid of Wurtzer. I'm getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of him. Right, now you're sacked. It's what it seemed to me. It was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of all of Leverkusen's best players. I'm not signing anyone. Oh, now I'm sacked. Brilliant.
Was it because he was trying to chase all his Dutch teammates, his Dutch ex-colleagues?
He didn't take any of Man United's, did he?
He could have had Onana, couldn't he?
Exactly. He could have also had Anthony as well.
Russ says he would have taken back Xhaka. I mean, he's been fantastic. You look at Sunderland's record this season. They had a wobble from January until about April. And people thought that coincided with, you know, AFCON and other injuries. But it's actually, when you speak to Sunderland fans, it's actually Xhaka missing from the team. He's the heartbeat of that team, and they're not the same team without him. So he's been huge.
Is that why Sunderland are saying Frere Xhaka? Frere Xhaka. We beat Arsenal. We beat Arsenal. No.
I haven't heard that one. not from a football stadium anyway.
It might cotton on next season.
But the comment that Gregory put in earlier is which midfielders do we think should be brought in to the club this summer? And this is the reason I've left it so long to answer this is A, because it's a great question, but B, because I've probably changed my mind 15 times since you asked it, and I knew that it was going to be difficult. I think maybe we can each have a go at this. I think for me, I would have signed Ederson anyway. So I know that it looks like we've signed him already, but that would have been one for me, I would say. But then you're looking at, I think Anderson would have been quite high up the list. That's not going to happen from what we can tell. So I'm going to leave that one. Tchouameni would have been on the list, but that's not going to happen, we think. So then I'm looking around at what others there are that are realistic. Probably, I would say, probably Fernandes and Baliba at this point, just based on others that have been excluded now. Because I think Fernandes, he may not start immediately, but I could see him potentially being a successor to Bruno Fernandes in the future. Not at this point. And he wouldn't replace the goals and assists, of course. You can't replace that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think maybe those three. Because I think other targets have probably nailed their colours to a different mast at this point.
See, I would have definitely I would have definitely said Anderson and Chouameni have got to be a must for Manchester United this season, but as that is not going to happen, I'm quite happy like that we've gone with Edison. That looks like that is a done deal. Like, and no one's going to deter me whether it is or isn't, or it's clickbait and stuff like that. But I certainly believe that we have signed Edison. Another one, definitely, what we definitely need is Premier League proven. People may not say that we don't need Premier League proven, but we do. We still do. And Tonali fits that mould. Brilliant interceptions, brilliant ball carrier, can do brilliant things from midfield, breaks up the play absolutely brilliantly. So I would say the next one would have to be Tonali for me. Mateus Fernandes, yes, I would definitely go for him. But I tell you what, another one that I would absolutely love to come, but unfortunately we've got too many attacking midfielders, and that would have been Rodgers. I absolutely love Rodgers. I think he's a brilliant player. But,
we have been linked with him, haven't we? And he could play off the left as well.
But the only thing is we've got Cunha, and unless the only thing which I think that could help us in that situation is that if we do get Rodgers, then Cunha will have to be our second choice striker, and then literally Sesko and Cunha fire out for the striker role for next season. What do you guys think of that? And then at least then we can bring in Rodgers.
I like Cunha. Cunha's like, for me, when I saw United at St James's Park earlier in the season, Cunha was the player I was most impressed with. And to be fair, we didn't play very well, but he stood out by a long way. He glides past players. I think if you put him up front, for me, I think he can do the job, but I think you lose some of what he really brings to us, which is bringing the ball up the pitch.
Yeah.
But I think players like Wayne Rooney, they can play anywhere. You can put them anywhere, and they'd probably be the standout player. I think Cunha's, you can put him in that kind of bracket. Tonali for me, so if we take away any motives that he might have, and anything to do with his past outside of football, I think on his playing ability, absolutely he would be one of my three. He would be one of my three. He's a terrific player. I think he's physically dominant. He can dominate a midfield, basically. He doesn't make Newcastle tick in the same way that Bruno Guimaraes does. So I think they'd be more reluctant to let Bruno Guimaraes go. But Tonali is a massive upgrade on what we already have. So, yeah, I think someone like Bruno Guimaraes he's not obtainable, in my opinion. So you're looking at who is, and Tonali would probably be the next one.
See, I think it could be. I think it might be the other way around. I think it's Tonali making Bruno Guimaraes tick rather the other way around. For me personally, anyway. That's me on a personal level. It's only because of, before Tonali went, Bruno Guimaraes, he was all right, but he weren't absolutely amazing. But then when Tonali went into that midfield area, Bruno Guimaraes sort of shined like a brilliant star that I thought he could be, and that's why I think he's done well at Newcastle. was
Yeah,
when Tonali got in.
it's just a great partnership, isn't it? I mean, a three player partnership, because Joelinton as well when he's in there.
Yeah.
But those two in particular, Tonali and Bruno. Gregory says, wouldn't Morgan Rogers be more of a future replacement for Bruno? I don't know, how old is Morgan Rogers? I'm going to look that up, actually.
I think he's, 22, 23 now?
Yeah, 23. I thought he was a bit older than that, to be honest. 23. So, yeah, but I mean, potentially he could be. Potentially. But any final comments tonight, G-Wolf?
I think I made the comment. Just good luck to Tyler Fletcher, who's managed to get into the Scotland squad. At the expense of Billy Gilmore being injured, of course, but at least Tyler Fletcher can get into the. Hopefully, he's get into the Scotland squad and play in the World Cup for Scotland. So good luck to him.
Yeah, congratulations to the whole Fletcher clan.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll have a very proud family around him. So, yeah, excellent news all round.
Exactly. As I say, like literally, how many Manchester United are in the actually in the Manchester United team is in the World Cup this year? I know that is there any for England?
Rashford, I guess.
Oh yeah, but is he really a Manchester? He's not really a Manchester United player.
Did Mainu get called up? Kobe Mainu?
Yeah, Mainu. I think he's in it.
But there's a long list who are not in the World Cup generally. We've got quite a lot of players that are not playing.
Exactly.
Which is good for us. It's great for us. But
it's like also Italy are not in the World Cup for the first time.
Tonali's not at the World Cup.
Yep. So, to tell you the truth, it could be an omen for us to go and get Tonali and get that deal done ASAP.
And Edison, of course. Edison's not going to be there, so that's another one where it gives us a bit more time to get him acquainted to life in Manchester and all the rain.
Exactly. Are we going to see the snood on the guy, are we?
We could do, even in August.
Right.
It is Manchester.
Really? Come on. Tell you what, some of these players in the summer wearing snoods or gloves, like, literally, come on, grow a pair. You're footballing men. Grow a pair and just get used to the English sun and rain.
I mean, these guys have been playing in like Milan and Turin as well, so you'd like to think they're used to the cold weather and the winter. But
exactly.
But G-Wolf, thank you very much as always for joining. It's always great to have a chat with you. Great co-host.
Cheers, buddy.
No problem. And thank you for everyone in the chat. Some great comments throughout the show. There's literally been hundreds, if not more than 1,000. So I haven't read all of them, but I've tried to read as many as possible. So thank you, Gregory, Lucky Singh. We've had Rich, Berber. We've had Russ as well. We've had Dada Julius. We've had Dabasis. We've had Jeff, all the way from the States. We've had, oh goodness me, we've had Stephanie. We've had KD, Niall. There's many, many more. So if I haven't read your name, my apologies.
Julius,
Dada Julius.
He says, "Are West Ham nuts? A club relegating us for such a ridiculous fee?" Definitely.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to like drive too hard a bargain, and then they end up with a player that's doesn't want to be there and maybe goes on strike.
Exactly.
So, be careful what you do.
Do you know what? It's going to be great for us if that happens anyway, isn't it?
It puts us in the ultimate power then. If if the player goes on strike, that is
Exactly.
game over for West Ham. But as Mickey says in the comment there, don't forget to like. That really helps the show. We need to keep growing the show and get back to former glories as well. So if you can, do hit
Get
that
back
like.
to where we belong.
Indeed.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, G-Wolf. And I hope you all have a good evening or a good day,
And
wherever
you,
you are.
buddy. Take it easy, guys.